Well, Dr. Sarah Wollaston, who put forward this idea, joins us now along with psychologist Emma Kenny. Morning to you both. Why do you think this is necessary?
I think it's really important because what we're seeing is we're going from 1 in 5 to 1 in 3 children in the space of a few years, and there's a big gap where we're doing nothing, but also because it's a very important cause of health inequality, and we know that for the most deprived children in schools we go from seeing 12% who are obese when they start to 24% being obese. So that's not overweight, that's actually obese in that short space of time, and there's more we could do to pick it up early, and it doesn't have to be done in an insensitive way. The child management programme, the way it's done at the moment, is very carefully done, and it's not a humiliating or difficult process.
Because it's an interesting point, wasn't it, that the chap at the end there who said, how would you like it if at work you had to get weighed all the time? Could it have an effect on children, do you think, Emma?
From my point of view, weighing a child makes no difference. It makes no difference because it doesn't take into context the situation they live in socioeconomically, the access they have to good food and nutrition, the education that they're receiving regarding their health. Actually, it just measures weight. It also measures weight quite poorly because what we know with the BMI is 150 years old, it's well outdated. So a very tall child, for example, can seem overweight. And the reality is teachers, educators and parents have eyes. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Is a child overweight or otherwise?
Well, first of all, if it was done in an insensitive way, of course it could, but it's not. It's done very discreetly. And responding to that point, of course, we have special BMI charts for children. We're not using the standard adult charts. And the point is that parents can receive feedback on this, and they welcome it. And the point that's made that they can recognise with their eyes, well, research in Newcastle showed that when parents were asked whether their overweight child was a normal weight, the majority of them thought their child was a normal weight and didn't realise. So it's about catching them before they slip into obesity.
There is a huge differentiation between obesity and health, and the fact is that we need to educate children on their own health. We need to increase fitness levels in school. We know that the PE system doesn't work effectively, and we need to coordinate an empathic response by helping children to become emotionally literate. We also know, you're absolutely right, in poor areas, and that's the reality, children have access to less appropriate food sources. But you know what? That's an economic issue and a governmental issue.
What's your response to one of your own MPs, a Tory MP, who says this is another indication of the nanny state? I mean, people have to take control of their own lives, for heaven's sake.
Of course they do, but parents want information, and the single best thing that parents can do is help to cut out sugar in their diet. And if you look at the amount of sugar that children get from fizzy carbonated drinks, just doing that, making smart swaps is a very helpful website.
That's your proposal.
Change for Life. Yeah. That parents can look at, but you know, the assumption that all parents know that their children are slipping into problems just isn't correct.
The fact of the matter is they don't, do they? I mean, obesity is probably the biggest social problem we've got. I
completely agree with the fact that we've got to educate parents and we've also got to educate children, but I think one of the problems for me is that when they do research, the children in the classroom say that the worst thing that could possibly be judged by is weight. They consider fat being the worst word that can be associated with them. We have to diffuse that. The reason it's different now is because it's become so negative in our belief systems. You can only do that through increasing self-esteem.
Come back on that point. The results of the child management programme are never shared with the school. They can be shared with parents. In some areas parents have to ask for it, other areas they send the results direct to them. It's never shared with other children, but we know that children who become obese, those children are much more at risk of bullying, more at risk of depression, but further down the line, much more at risk of dying early and having terrible diseases.
But thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you, Emma. Thanks very much indeed.